Hi everyone, I'm WCNC Weather Impact Meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees with an update for you on the forecast heading into February 2nd. So we're still under an air quality alert until midnight for portions of Burke County and areas west due to wildfires that are still burning in that area. This is of course because of enhanced smoke particles in the atmosphere on top of the ozone that already exists. Those are for Burke and McDowell counties. Again, that ends at midnight, but do expect that smell to probably stick around at least through portions of Sunday thanks to us getting wedged in across the east side of the mountains. And that's because high pressure up to our northeast is going to cause likely a bit of a cold air damming effect heading into the day tomorrow. Now, I say a bit because it doesn't look like it's going to last all day, but high pressure in the New England states and that clockwise rotation around it is going to shove some slightly cooler air into our area. Now, when I say cooler, we're talking closer to normal for this time of year. These numbers have trended a little bit further down the past few days. We were looking at the upper 50s a few days ago. Now we're looking like the mid 50s, which is again where we should be for February standards. However, it is cooler than we have been for a few days. So with that being said, cold air gets trapped. On top of that, we have warm, moist wind coming in from the south and west. This is why we're expecting a lot of pretty dense cloud cover heading into Sunday morning. This might also result in some drizzle. The good news here is that the moist layer is pretty shallow, which means we're not going to see a significant chance of rain with this cold air damming setup, but the potential for that light drizzle, patchy areas of light rain, Sunday morning especially, is pretty high. So again, this is going to limit our warming tomorrow. Temperatures mainly only getting into the 50s. So Queen Charlotte, the groundhog, it's Groundhog Day, most likely will not see a shadow because of all the clouds out, which would mean 6 more weeks of spring. But I'll tell you that once again, still means 6 more weeks of spring because that's what the calendar says. As we go into Sunday afternoon, cloud cover will eventually start to break a little bit. Notice the time frame here. Here we are at 12, starting to see some of that fizzle away. So again, if we were in a full cold air damming setup, there's a chance we might not get out of the 40s, but I am expecting us to be right around the mid 50s. Of course, we talk about this a lot. I have so many people ask too. I can't remember which is which means what, when it comes to Groundhog Day. But essentially, if it's sunny, that means 6 more weeks of winter, and if it's cloudy, it's 6 more weeks of spring. The idea here is that if it's sunny at the midpoint of winter, it means it's got to get worse, and if it's cloudy, that means it's got to get better. But again, that does not mean that's going to be our forecast. In fact, as we look ahead, things look consistently like the first few weeks of February are going to be very warm, really with the exception of tomorrow. So temperatures reaching the low to mid 50s in the afternoon. Again, starting off with clouds and drizzle, we'll likely see the sun break a little bit in the afternoon, but overall the 50s certainly going to dominate heading into Sunday. But again, notice lots of 60s, lots of 70s for the first full week of a new month, as we are going to see pretty consistent temperatures well above average. So here's your Guy Roofing 7-day forecast, adding in that chance for drizzle mainly in the morning. Groundhog Day, February 2nd, enjoy it. Temperatures pretty close to where they should be, and then we're off and on in the 60s and 70s for most of the week. We will see a few hints of better chances for rain by the end of this week and heading into next weekend, but at least as of now, no day looks to be a complete washout. And in the long range forecast, we could have a few days close to average, but again, no 20s, no 30s for high. So I'd say this next 10 days looks pretty good.